You're watching Starship TV. Today we review all three Creature from the Black Lagoon films produced by Universal Studios. Let's begin. Creature from the Black Lagoon was made in 1954. Primarily filmed at Wakulla Springs and Silver Springs in Florida, as well as Universal Studios in California. Scene-by-scene breakdown. 1. In the Amazon rainforest, a geological expedition led by Dr. Carl Maya discovers a fossilized webbed hand with unusual claws. Intrigued, he sends it back to his ichthyologist colleagues, Dr. David Reed and Dr. Mark Williams, for further examination. 2. David and Mark, along with David's girlfriend Kay Lawrence, travel to the Amazon to join Dr. Maya's expedition. They arrive at the small, isolated camp. 3. The team journeys upriver on a small boat captained by the grizzled Lucas. They discuss the legend of a gillman, a human fish creature said to inhabit the Black Lagoon. 4. They reach the Black Lagoon, a remote and mysterious body of water. The lagoon is lush and seemingly untouched. 5. The scientists begin their search for more fossils. Underwater, the gillman observes their activities with curiosity. 6. The expedition uses underwater breathing equipment. The gillman swims closer, fascinated by Kay. 7. The gillman snags one of the divers, killing him. The others are unaware of the attack. 8. The body of the diver is discovered, horrifying the team. They realize they are not alone in the lagoon. 9. The scientists attempt to capture the creature using nets, but it proves too strong and evades them. 10. Kay goes for a swim, and the gillman observes her from below. This iconic underwater ballet sequence showcases the creature's fluid movements and its fascination with Kay. 11. The gillman attempts to seize Kay underwater, but David fights it off. 12. The team tries to use rotenone, a fish poison, to incapacitate the creature. 13. The poison seems to work, and the scientists believe the creature is dead. They retrieve its seemingly lifeless body. 14. On the boat, the creature revives and attacks the crew. Lucas is injured. 15. The creature abducts Kay and takes her to its underwater lair. 16. David and Mark pursue the creature. David enters the underwater cave. 17. David finds Kay unconscious. The gillman attacks him. 18. Mark arrives and shoots the creature with a spear gun. Wounded, the gillman releases Kay and retreats into the depths of the lagoon. The scientists believe they have killed it. Director, Jack Arnold. Actors, Richard Carlson as Dr. David Reed, Julie Adams as Kay Lawrence, Richard Denning as Dr. Mark Williams, Antonio Moreno as Dr. Carl Maya, Nestor Paiva as Lucas, Whit Bissell as Dr. Thompson, Riku Browning as the creature in underwater sequences, Ben Chapman as the creature on land. Production cost, approximately $250,000. Box office revenue, approximately $3.6 million. Universal Studios tidbit. Creature from the Black Lagoon was filmed in 3 dimensions, capitalizing on the 1950s 3D movie craze. The underwater sequences, filmed in Wakulla Springs, Florida, were effective in this format, bringing the creature into the audience's space. The film's success helped Universal Studios' reputation for monster movies. People's interest at the time, the 1950s, saw a surge in interest in science fiction and the unknown, fueled by concerns about the atomic age and a fascination with new technologies and discoveries. Monster movies provided thrilling escapism, and Creature from the Black Lagoon, with its unique and sympathetic monster, captivated audiences. The underwater photography was also groundbreaking for its time and added to the film's allure. Revenge of the Creature was made in 1955, filmed at Silver Springs, Maryland, and along the St. Johns River near Jacksonville, Florida. Scene-by-scene breakdown. 1. Several months after the events of the first film, another expedition returns to the Black Lagoon. Lucas is still their guide. 2. The new team successfully captures the gillman using underwater nets and tranquilizer spears. 3. The gillman is transported to Marineland of Florida, a public aquarium, for study. He is kept in a large tank. 4. Professor Cleet Ferguson, an ichthyologist, and Helen Dobson, a student specializing in animal psychology, are assigned to study the creature. 5. The gillman is initially docile but becomes agitated by the constant observation and attempts to study him. 6. Helen begins to develop a degree of empathy for the creature, observing its intelligence and apparent loneliness. 7. Joe Hayes, the animal handler, treats the creature with a lack of respect, further agitating it. 8. The gillman escapes its tank, causing chaos at Marineland. 9. The creature hides in the underwater tunnels of the aquarium. 10. The authorities launch a search for the escaped creature. 11. The Gill Man observes Helen from a distance, his fascination with her rekindled. 12. The creature attempts to abduct Helen while she is on a boat ride, but Joe intervenes. 13. The Gill Man flees into the surrounding swamps and waterways. 14. Cleet, Helen and Joe pursue the creature through the Florida Everglades. 15. The Gill Man attacks their boat. 16. The creature corners Helen in a secluded area. 17. Cleet and Joe arrive and shoot the Gill Man multiple times. 18. Mortally wounded. The creature stumbles into the water and disappears. The scientists believe it is dead. The director was Jack Arnold. Actors: John Agar as Professor Cleet Ferguson, Laurie Nelson as Helen Dobson, John Bromfield as Joe Hayes, Nestor Paiva as Lucas, Riku Browning as the creature in underwater sequences, Tom Hennessy as the creature on land. Production cost, approximately $650,000. Box office revenue, approximately $1.8 million. Universal Studios tidbit: Revenge of the Creature was the only sequel in the trilogy to be filmed in 3 dimensions. Clint Eastwood had an uncredited bit part as a lab technician in this film, early in his acting career. The move to Maryland as a primary setting allowed for new and different environments compared to the remote Amazonian jungle of the first film. People's interest at the time, sequels were becoming more common in the mid-1950s, and audiences were often eager to see more of the Gill Man. The change of setting to a familiar American locale like Florida added a new dimension to the story, bringing the exotic creature into a more relatable context. The Creature Walks Among Us was made in 1956. Filmed at Silver Springs and Wakulla Springs in Florida. Scene-by-scene breakdown. 1. A wealthy and arrogant scientist, Dr. William Barton, and his wife Marcia, are on a yachting trip in the Florida Everglades. 2. They encounter the Gill Man in the water. Barton, obsessed with capturing the creature, orders his crew to use explosives. 3. The explosives severely injure the Gill Man, burning its gills and lungs. 4. The creature is captured and brought to Barton's research facility. 5. A team of surgeons, led by Dr. Borg and assisted by Dr. Tom Morgan, perform a radical operation on the Gill Man. They transform its respiratory system, giving it lungs so it can breathe air. Its scaly skin begins to dry and peel, revealing more human-like skin underneath. 6. The transformed creature is kept in a fenced enclosure. It exhibits confusion and distress at its new form. 7. Marcia becomes increasingly disturbed by her husband's cruel treatment of the creature. 8. Jed Grant, Barton's jealous and aggressive assistant, also observes the creature with suspicion. 9. The Gill Man, now more humanoid but still possessing immense strength, struggles to adapt to its new existence. It shows signs of intelligence and emotion. 10. Barton becomes increasingly unhinged and possessive of Marcia. 11. Jed attempts to frame the creature for an attack on a guard. 12. The creature escapes its enclosure. 13. The creature, confused and frightened, wanders into the surrounding landscape. 14. Barton, in a fit of rage and paranoia, attacks Marcia. 15. The creature witnesses Barton's violence towards Marcia. 16. The creature intervenes, killing Barton. 17. Tom and the authorities pursue the creature. 18. The creature reaches the ocean, its natural habitat. It walks into the surf and disappears, its fate uncertain. Universal Studios tidbit: The Creature Walks Among Us marked a significant departure from the previous films. The creature undergoes a transformation, becoming more terrestrial and humanoid. This shift was partly due to the difficulty of finding actors willing to endure the demanding underwater suit. The film explores themes of the consequences of tampering with nature. People's interest at the time. By 1956, the monster movie cycle was evolving. While audiences still enjoyed creature features, there was a growing interest in more complex narratives and themes. The Creature Walks Among Us attempted to provide this by focusing on the creature's transformation and the human character's motivations. However, some fans missed the classic underwater horror elements of the first 2 films. The film's ambiguous ending also left a lasting impression. Director: John Sherwood. Actors: Jeff Morrow as Dr. William Barton, Rex Reason as Dr. Tom Morgan, Lee Snowden as Marcia Barton, Greg Palmer as Jed Grant, Maurice Manson as Dr. Borg, Riku Browning as the creature in underwater sequences, Don Megawan as the creature on land. Production cost: approximately $500,000. Box office revenue, approximately $1.2 million. These three Universal Studio films were made 1 year apart from each other. Personally, I liked the atmosphere of the first film Creature from the Black Lagoon, in 1954. It was supposedly in a remote part of the Amazon rainforest. The Gill Man was quite memorable, and definitely original for its time. What did you think of the Creature from the Black Lagoon and its sequels? You're watching Starship TV. Thanks for joining us today.